Great. Lovely. So we're going to start off with a sitting posture. So either bringing a block underneath you or a cushion or whatever you need, and really just sitting in a way that feels comfortable for you. So you might want to come into an easy sitting posture. And actually, I've chosen to do it a different way round. So there's always a very comfortable place to be, which feels right in your hips and your knees, maybe. And then sometimes it's good to do it the other way around and notice how that is for you. And obviously, if there's any pain or discomfort of any sort, really adjusting and modifying all that you're doing so that you feel easeful. Good. So in whichever posture you've chosen, just closing the eyes and allowing your awareness to come inwards, to feel into the sensations of the body, and allowing the spine to really lengthen, bringing the crown of the head up into the space above. And as you lift up into that space, notice what happens to your knees. If they're coming up, then see if you can just release them and soften them down. Sensing into the breath. Into the quality of breathing. And with your palms facing downwards to begin with, on your thighs or wherever is comfortable. As you breathe in, turning the palms of the hands up to the ceiling. And as you breathe out, turning them back around so they meet back with your legs. Just repeating that in your own time with your breath. Allowing the movement to follow the breath. So whenever you start to breathe in, your hands move. And anytime your breath turns and you start to breathe out, they come back to their original position. And you might notice as you become more aware of the body and the breath that it starts to slow down a little, allowing that to happen. And then instead of turning the hands over now, as we breathe in, we're just going to let the hands come up to whatever level is comfortable with the in-breath, and as you're breathing out, bringing the arms back down. And as you're lifting the arms, feeling the expansion of the rib cage, creating more space for the lobes of the lungs to expand as you breathe in. How it feels as the ribs come back down, how it helps you to expel some air. Maybe coming up a little bit higher with each in-breath. Just keeping this movement quite meditative, smooth, free-flowing. Next time you take your arms up, just holding them there, just softly, and then we're just going to sway from side to side. Just moving the hands, letting the head go, the neck. You might want to keep your eyes closed and just feel that movement of the spine. As we start to shift some energies around the body. In Yoga Nidra, we're working with the koshas, the different layers, the more subtle layers, as we are in all yoga practice, but we're really paying attention to the koshas through our Nidra practice. I'll say a little bit more about those as we go through. And then bringing the hands, the fingers interlace, turn the palms up to the ceiling, have a really good stretch, reaching up. Take a breath in, breathing out, drawing in through the core, so round the shoulders forwards, keep the arms nice and straight as you exhale, and as you breathe in, take the arms back a little, so you're not going into too deep a back bend, but just doing that a few times to wake up the spine. Using the breath, feeling into the pelvic floor, drawing that in as you bring your arms forwards, and then really pressing the pelvis forwards as you go into a slight back bend. Just do a couple more times. And then gently and slowly bringing the arms down. Just have a roll of the shoulders. Oh, nice. Good. All right, so let's just pay a little attention to the hips. So what we're going to do is we're going to go round in a circle. So if you're feeling that your hips are going to need a little bit of support, or you want to do this evenly, if you can't bend your knees, then you might want to straighten both legs out. So it's a choice as to how you are working with your knees and your hips today. So we're going to take the 4 fingers inside the thighs and the thumb on the outside. Just roll the shoulders forwards a little so there's an openness through the upper back. Take a breath in, breathing out, bring the right shoulder down towards the left leg. As you exhale, come forwards. As you come back round, inhale, and then lengthening up. Take your time. Just let the head release round to the side, and then coming up. Just feeling freedom in the neck. Let the head roll as it wishes to. Noticing how your hips are feeling today. And when you've done that 4 times, coming back to the center, and pause, a breath in and out. And we're going to go back in the other direction. No hurry, no rush. Feeling into the hips. Spine. The breath. Maybe connecting in with the more subtle energies in your body. Good. Just allowing yourself to go around 4 times, and then done that, just keep your eyes closed or close them, and just turn the palms up to the ceiling. Have a few breaths in and out. And then bringing your legs forwards, extending the feet away in front of you as we sit in Dandasana. So pushing the heels, bringing the toes towards you, drawing in through the core, nice and tall through the spine. Hi, Louisa. Good. Feel the lengthening up through the top of the head. And just rolling the shoulders back and down. So you're engaging through the shoulder blades. They're down either side of the spine. Feeling into the breath. And point and flex. Point and flex, which is what I'm doing. Let's point and flex the feet. Really scrunching the toes under and then extending away. So you're really working into the whole of each foot. And then we're going to go round in a circle with the ankles. Just moving those around. Again, contracting through the toes, pushing away from you, and then drawing them back up. All the while maintaining some connection with the core, some lengthening through the spine, and then back the other way. Good. And then coming back up into Dandasana, push the heels, bring the toes in, and actually as you push your heels away, your heels might actually come up off the floor, depends on your anatomy as to whether that happens, but feeling the stretch along at the back of the legs, opening into the back of the knees. Good. And then bring the left foot in and the right leg out to the side. So we're going to keep our pelvis pointing forwards. Just give that leg a little bit of a shake and know that the inner thigh will be stretching a bit. So that's what we want to feel. We want to feel some stretch in the inner thigh, but not really extreme stretch. There has to be a little bit of an activation there. Pushing the heel away, bringing the toes towards you. Good. So we haven't taken much time to lengthen our hamstrings yet. So you're just taking it nice and slowly. We're going to go over to the side. And as you do that, making sure that your pelvis stays forwards and this left shoulder with the left knee bent stays back, because it's much easier to come forwards. So we're keeping that openness, that feeling of openness, and the heart coming up towards the ceiling. So just turning the palm up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, and first of all, as you breathe out, just allow that hand to slide down. So there's no rush, no hurry. Easing down. If you need to, you can use a belt, a dressing gown strap, if that's helpful. If you're able to hold onto the toes, then do, but don't feel any necessity to do that. You will have your own body limitations. And then take a breath in, bring the left arm up. And as you breathe out, releasing through the right elbow, as the left arm comes up past your ear, and really feeling that lovely opening sensation here, right deep into your hip, the fleshy part of the hip, maybe your lower back, and the opening too through all those lovely intercostal muscles. So trying to release into the right shoulder, let the right arm feel heavy. The left arm comes right up and over. And breathe. Release the head. So the head starts to respond to gravity and come down towards the leg. The left shoulder stays back. Notice if you're holding on with any part of the body, if there's any guarding sensations at all, and see if you can just release them a little. Really allowing the breath to soften and open and release. And then take a deep breath in. Feel the intercostal stretching a little bit more. And as you exhale, gently and slowly come up to sitting. So just give yourself a pause. Might feel a little bit dizzy. And then bring the right leg in just a bit, so you're not in full openness of the hip. And then turn the body around. So you might even want to use your leg to press to turn the body around so that the sternum, the breastbone, is pointing down the leg. Good. So we're going down the outstretched leg. We've turned to the right. That's it, Karen. That's it, John. And then we're going to take a breath in. Both arms come up. And as we breathe out, coming down towards or onto the right foot. So we're going down the extended leg, hands either resting on the knee or the shin or the foot. Sometimes it's not so helpful to hold onto the foot. It's too much of an extension. Nice breaths. And as you exhale, relax the shoulders, let the head come down. And see if you're holding on in that other hip, and release that too. So for those holding on to the foot, you might want to just place your hands on the shin and see if that can soften things to allow you to come down a little bit more. Sometimes it's really helpful to do that. Allowing the breath to work its magic. Releasing into any guarding, holding activities in the rest of the body. And then take a breath in. Breathing out, bring the arms up and gently down. A roll of the shoulders. Good. And then bring yourself back into Dandasana. Extending both legs away, give them a little bit of a shake. Notice if one leg is longer than the other, which it may well be. So just drawing in through the core, hands down by the sides, feeling the lengthening of the spine, with the eyes closed, sensing into the left-hand side of the body and the right-hand side. Notice the difference between the two. So we're going to take the left leg out now, the right knee bends in. So being cautious about this, because it might be a little bit different. I'm just going to move over a bit because I haven't got enough room. So yeah, feeling that stretch. The gracilis muscle just coming up. Feeling also an upliftment through the spine, the top of the head. So there's still a sense of really coming upwards, but extending out as well through the leg, the inner thigh. So remembering as we go over to the side, keep the right shoulder back this time, but we're going to start with the left hand just softly pointing up to the ceiling. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, slowly slide that down, just breathing in and out as naturally as you can. If you find your foot, then hold on to it, but I think Yeah, Lisa, you can, that's it. I don't know if you, Lisa, you can take your leg out to the side a little bit more. I'm not quite sure of the angle there, but that looks like it's better for you. There we go. And then take a breath in, reach the arm up. And as you do so, feeling that lovely stretch. And as you exhale, just going over with the arm past your ear. If you've locked that left elbow, just try and soften it and notice what that feels like. Right arm gets heavier, shoulders still coming back. So if there's a tendency to roll the shoulder forwards, take it back. And breathe. Lovely deep breaths in and out. You have 3 lobes on this right side, 3 lobes of the lung. So really filling them up. Head gets heavier, allowing gravity to draw you down. And then breathing in, lift the arm up, breathing out, coming back to center. And then just shimmy the left leg forwards a little bit and turn yourself to look down that extended leg. Breastbone lines up with your leg. So if it's not doing that, then you need to bring your leg in a little bit more so that there's a sense of alignment of the pelvis right down that leg and your torso at the same time. Well checked, Lisa. I like that one. Okay, breathing in, both arms coming up, breathing out, easing yourself forward and knowing that this side might be quite different in how far down you go or the experience in the knee or whatever. So you're not holding on with the knee. There's a softness of the knee. Lovely breaths. Just letting the elbows release. Taking your time for the muscles to open, to lengthen. Really using the breath, allowing gravity to draw you down. And as before, maybe for those who are holding onto the foot, you might want to just place the hands on the shins. That can help you to fold down a little bit more. And then extending both arms away as you take a long, deep breath, coming up and then gently down, a roll of the shoulders, and take both legs out now, out to the sides. Just give a shake of the hips, release into the knees and the ankles and the feet, just easing one side to the other. And just making sure you've got enough space behind you because we're going to go up. So take the hands behind. So if I have, take a breath in, breathing out, press the hips up, or nice click and down. We're doing that a couple of times, breathing in, breathing out. Good. And gently come back in, give your knees a hug. And if you've got socks on, you might want to take your socks off. We're going to come up into a down dog. So we've really stretched out our hamstrings now, so we're going to make the most of it. So come into a cat to begin with, both hands underneath wrists underneath the shoulders, just to get yourself in a good position for dog. So really spreading the fingers wide, having a sense of the ground beneath you through the connection of your hands, your fingers and thumbs, and then tucking the toes under. Take a breath in, breathing out, coming up into down dog, lengthening through the spine, just keeping the knees bent to start with, feeling your arms, shoulders, back. And then just taking your left heel down and then the right, left and right in your own time. Stretching it all out. So because you have lengthened through your hamstrings, you might find you can go down quite a way. Just being kind to yourself in this, not pushing, no competition. One leg might be quite different to the other. And then coming up onto your tippy toes with the in-breath, and then both heels coming down towards or onto the floor. Ooh, just holding it there. Drawing in through the core, lengthening through the spine. Feeling a little bit of a shake maybe. Knowing you can come down, have a rest at any time. And then when you're ready, just walking your feet to your hands to your feet, and just having a hang in that position. Soften through the knees, maybe hold on to the elbows. And then we're gently, gently going to come up to standing. Once we get there, just take your time, have a roll of the shoulders to the one side and the other, just having a little play with the shoulders, however you feel. Just loosen up. All right. So if you remember, we're going to do yoga nidra at the end. So we've come up to standing a little bit earlier than we usually do. But what I'm going to invite you to do is just to come, so you're standing at the side, so you can see your spine, you can see what's going on as we go into this little movement. So it's really helpful to be able to see how you're doing. Yes, and Lisa and John, you're going to have, I don't know if you've staggered yourselves, but Lisa, you might need to move a little bit. I'm not sure I can have a perspective on you. Okay, so we're going to go into a very short sequence, starting with your feet hip distance apart and standing beautifully tall in mountain. We'll just soften through the knees a little so there's not any locking of the knees. And breathing in, bring both arms up to the ceiling. Breathing out, drawing in through the core, softly, softly going into a forward bend. And as we breathe in, we're going to bring both arms up and come into a flat back, which is why I want you to look at the screen, reaching away from you. Breathing out, coming back down. Breathing in, straighten both your legs as much as you possibly can. Breathing out, soften them. Breathing in, lift the arms back up to the ceiling. And breathing out, coming back down. So when you do that part of lifting the arms up, do have a look. Oops, Lisa, you can come back up again. I don't know how you got quite stuck, but yeah, just when you've got your arms in extension, look at the screen so you can see what's happening with your back, because often we think our back is straight, and actually it's quite rounded. And really engaging through the core. The core is such an important aspect of this very short little routine, and going from knees bent to straight legs, so as part of it. So let's just do that together one more time, and then you can have a little go at your own pace. So breathing in, both arms up, drawing in through the core. The pelvis sort of goes back a little bit as you exhale with soft knees. Bending down. Breathing in, straighten the legs. Breathing out, soften the legs. Breathing in, we're going to go into that flat back. Just look at the screen. The pelvis is back. Breathing out, come back down. Breathing in, straighten the legs. Breathing out, soften the legs. Breathing in, come all the way back up. And breathing out, just let the arms come down by your sides. Standing in mountain. We're just going to go through that a couple more times, and you might want to do it in your own time, really feeling the breath, perhaps with your eyes closed, the knees soft, remembering to use your core. And the breath. Good. And once you've done that a couple of times, close the eyes, standing in mountain. Wonderful. And have a roll of the shoulders. Shake of the hands. All right, I'm just going to move my mat a bit. We're going to need some space on either side of you now. So we're going to extend the arms away, so to the sides. So just making sure you've got that space. So standing with your feet just a little bit more than you would if apart than you would if you were in mountain. And bring your hands into prayer. And we're going to just start by rocking forwards and backwards from the left foot, just easing forwards. So just gently, every time you step forwards, bring in a little bit longer a step. And then we're going to start bringing the arms into that movement as well. So we're stepping forwards with the left foot and then back. And as you do this, keeping the arms at shoulder height, squeezing the shoulder blades together, keeping the core strong, so you're not going into sort of a floppy back bend. And then take the longest stride forward you possibly can with your left leg, straighten the back leg, the left knee goes over the ankle, and let's just work into the shoulders. So pushing the heels of the hands away, the fingers coming towards you, just going round in some circles. Feel the core nice and strong. And then back the other way. Take both arms up. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, imagining you're holding onto a pulley system and you're drawing that down. You're breathing in, coming up, breathing out. There's a little bit of resistance there, breathing, and the elbows come down. And you might want to drop that pelvis down a little as you come down. So you might just come up a little bit and then come down a little bit. Just watching that, not putting any pressure on your knees. Shoulder blades are nice and strong. And then next time you bring your elbows down, holding them there. Nice palms open. Breathing in, breathing out, bring the forearms and the palms together. Breathing in, open, breathing out, bring together. Tummy stays nice and strong. Really squeezing the elbows back. And as the forearms come together, squeezing them too. And then taking the arms behind, interlace the fingers, opening out into the front of the body. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to ease down over that left leg, and both hands come up as far as you possibly can. So this might be a little bit wobbly. Just let the arms keep riding up, opening into the shoulders. And then gently and slowly, the slower the harder, coming back up and then come back to standing. Have a little bit of a shake. I'm just going to move the other side so you can see me. Good. So coming into mountain, have a pause, close the eyes, just check in with the left side and the right sides of the body. So we do all that on the other side. So start off with the palms together, thumbs just resting on the heart center. And when you're ready, take a breath in, breathing out, and stepping forwards and back with the right leg. So that sense of rocking, of taking it a little bit further each time. And then we can start to bring the arms in. Making sure that step lengthens. My creaky floorboards. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then the next step, the largest one of them all, take a step and hold it there. The right knee goes over the right ankle. You can straighten that back leg as much as possible. Push the heels of the hands away and let's just circle. Drawing in through the core, shoulders are down, around, away from your ears. Just small circles. One way and then back the other. And then take the arms up as if you're holding onto something, breathing in. As you breathe out, draw the elbows down. And breathing in, come back up. You might want to just drop the pelvis down a little bit more on the exhale and then ease back a little on the inhale. Really engaging the shoulder blades, muscles underneath. And then straightening out the hands, elbows at shoulder height. And then we're going to draw the elbows, the forearms and the palms together. Really press them together on the exhale. And then on the inhale, opening. So this becomes quite a strong movement. You might be starting to feel your legs are working hard. But your upper body is too. Good. Really making sure you make contact as best you can with your forearms, your hands. Bring in a little bit of aerobic activity, so your breath might be increasing. And then next time, taking the hands behind, interlace the fingers, opening into the front of the body. Keep that right knee really bent, back leg is straight. The hands are lifting up away from the body, so the arms are straight. Take a breath in, breathing out, drawing in through your core as you fold down slowly, slowly over the right leg. Let the head slowly come down, both arms come up and up and up, as much as you possibly can. Keep breathing. It's a strong posture, this one. And then take a breath in, breathing out, press down into your right foot. Come back up. Release the hands. Oh, and have a shake. Shake of everything. This is going to a little twist. Okay, so I'm going to chair posture. We haven't done this for a little while. It's a strong posture. And really, you need to think about your core in relation to your back and your hip flexors. There's quite a lot going on in chair. So let's start. It is helpful for me if you turn to the side, but if that's not possible, then don't. But I can just see what your back's doing, and you can see what your back's doing as well. So we start off with our feet, both feet pointing forwards, nice and tall, a little bit further apart than in mountain, just to give you a bit of a base. Good. Take a breath in, both arms come up, and as you breathe out, the knees come over the feet. So that's why it's important the feet are pointing forwards so that the knees are directly over the feet. And remembering to keep your arms going straight past your ears as you take a breath in and breathing out. You go, keep your back nice and straight. Your tailbone sort of comes down behind you. The knees are as bent as you can get them as you ease yourself forward. Nice, Lisa. Lovely, Karen. Just lift your head up a little bit, Karen, if you can. That's it. Lovely. Good. Nice, Linda. That looks good, Michelle. Keep breathing, and if you can, just dipping down a little bit more. Feeling the core working hard. And then slowly, slowly coming up out of it. Good. Have a little shake. So we're going to see if we can go a little bit deeper into that. And by that, I mean, you can go down a little bit more and you can come over a little bit more. Just making sure your back stays nice and lengthened. So coming back into a good standing posture. And it really is helpful if there's that sense of lengthening up through the spine, through the top of the head, before we even begin. Take a breath in, both arms coming up. Breathing out, let's let the knees come over the feet. So notice how already you might be wanting to go forwards a little bit rounded. So the arms are coming straight past the ears and you're looking forwards. Take a breath in as you breathe out, keeping the back nice and straight. Tailbone coming back. Keep your head up and the arms next to your ears. Lift the arms up, Louisa. That's it. Nice. Good. Keep breathing. So you're coming forwards. Linda, can you come forwards anymore? That's it. That's it. That's it. Nice. Oh, it's feeling it everywhere. Breathing. Oh, breath in, breath out, coming on up. Lovely. Well done. And have a nice shake. Hold the shoulders. Good. And then let's loosen all of that off. Nice straight leg, wide angle forward bend we're going to go into. So just opening the legs as wide as you can, softening through the knees. Take a breath in, breathing out, press the pelvis forwards. And then breathing in and breathing out, ease yourself down. Just let go in the head, the neck, shoulders. Oh, just feel those hips really opening. We've worked on them today, easing from side to side. So noticing what that's like. Straightening the legs if you can, just let the head come right down. A really good opening of the shoulders, the spine. And then we're going to just very, very gently walk the feet in towards each other again. And then we're going to come down onto the mat. So coming round onto your back in your own time, in your own way. Just give your knees a hug into your chest once you get there. It's not quite time to put your socks on or anything yet. We're going to go into Dvaipada Pitham. So because we've been working into the back, we should be able to really ease yourself up quite high. So you want to bring your heels towards your bottom and place your heels really firmly on the floor. Spread the toes wide, and in particular, pressing the big toes down into the mat. The shoulders come away from your ears and have a real sense of lengthening through the back of the neck. So we're just going to come right up with the in and the out breath. We're not sort of going to go up and down because we've warmed our spines up. So take a lovely long breath in. And as you breathe out, press down into the big toes. The knees travel over the feet. You keep coming up on the exhale. When you need to breathe in, just having a pause wherever you are, and then breathing out, coming up even higher. You might want to wriggle your shoulders in close to each other as your pelvis lifts up. Just making sure the knees stay parallel and don't kind of disappear away from each other. And if you've got high up enough, you might want to come into bridge. So one hand underneath and the other hand as you lift your pelvis right up to the ceiling. Pressing down, feel the thighs working. Holding that posture. If you wish to, you can take both arms up over the top of your head. Squeezing your buttocks. Keeping yourself there. And then deep breath in, breathing out slowly, slowly. Coming back down, one vertebra at a time, one pearl at a time. Back down to the floor. Good. And then give your knees a hug. And then take the arms down by your sides. Take a breath in, breathing out, extending both legs up to the ceiling. Keeping the knees and the ankles together, the core nice and strong. And we're going to go from side to side with those legs locked together. So just using your hands, arms, wherever feels comfortable to give you some support. There's no hurry doing this. You don't have to rush at it. But really feeling that you're using your core muscles. And every time you go down, see if you can go a little bit further, have a pause, come back up. So it might be that you're going all the way over onto your hip. And then draw. Good. And then bring your knees into the center. And take your knees over to the right hand side. And then extend those legs away. So your legs are back together again. Over to the right. That your left shoulder is on the floor. And if it's possible, you can just bend your left leg a bit, hold on to your big toe, and then straighten that leg out, if that's possible. If it's not possible, then don't do it. It just helps to really stretch things through a little bit more. Good. And then we're going to bend those knees, lift them up to the center. You might have to wriggle out across a bit like I do. Bend your knees over to the left. Feel that lovely twist in the spine, and then straighten your legs out to the left. The right shoulder stays on the floor. And then holding onto the big toe with your left hand, if you can, your right big toe, extending that leg away. Gently and slowly coming back into the center. And have a lovely long stretch. And we're going to go into Yoga Nidra. So getting whatever you need to feel really warm and safe and sound. So placing your head on a cushion, getting a blanket, putting your socks on, whatever you need. So as I say, each time we're going to do a slightly different one. Just to give you different experiences of Yoga Nidra. But always the system to start with is the same, of making sure you settled yourself in really comfortably. And it is best to have your head, neck and backbone in line if that's possible, but if it's not, then whatever feels right. Have your arms down beside you. Keep your legs and feet straight out, uncrossed, and a comfortable distance apart. You may wish to put something under your knees or thighs, or just have your feet on the floor with your knees up if your back is sore. Have your eyes half open or closed. Just make those last adjustments for maximum comfort. And then take a nice breath in and sigh it out. Maybe do that 2 or 3 times if that feels comfortable, supportive. And now you're welcome to remember your heartfelt pledge. If you had one last time, you may wish to repeat it 3 or so times, or you might want to bring in another one. Remembering to be consistent, positive, concise, and as if it's happening right now. Or perhaps let something arise from within you, a quality that supports your highest good and life direction. And it's okay if nothing seems to be happening. Trust that it will when the time is right. Or you might want to use something like, I have acceptance, or more and more, I am courageous. Or if none of this appeals, just drop it. And now we're going to go through a part of the practice where you're lifting and dropping portions of the body. So starting by mentally scanning your body, noticing places that might be holding any tension, as well as places that are feeling relaxed, places that are numb or neutral. Take a big breath in and sigh it out. And now all of these are invitational, and if it's not right for you, just mentally imagining that you're doing this. But starting by lifting your right leg up a few centimeters, hold, hold, hold. All at once, just drop it back down. Lift your left leg up a few centimeters. Hold, hold, hold. All at once, drop it back down. Lift your right arm up a few centimeters. Hold, hold, hold. And drop it back down. Lift your left arm up. Hold, 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 and drop it back down. Lift your pelvis up just very slightly. Hold, 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 and drop it back down. Lift your shoulder blades up. Hold, 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 and drop them back down. Open your mouth wide. Hold, 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 and let it close. Open your eyes wide. Hold, 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 and let them close. Relax and drop deeper into relaxation, even more, at the count of 3. 1, letting go. 2, still more. 3, releasing still further. 'Feeling the heaviness all over your body, and allow your body to drop into the support beneath you. Sinking down into relaxation even more. Mentally scan your body, noticing places that are holding tension, places that are feeling relaxed, places that are numb or neutral. Take a big breath in and sigh it out. And with your attention on your breathing, sensing your breath coming and going, just as it is. There's no need to change it or fix it. Simply breathing, just as you are. Sensing the airflow in your nostrils. Dropping the breath down deep into the chest. Dropping the breath down deeper into the belly. Each new breath dropping down, filling at the base, filling the middle and filling the top, and exhaling completely. breathing effortlessly now. Noticing maybe if it's a little slower or deeper. Being aware. And I'm going to take you through a guided imagination part of the practice. So that if you like, start imagining a waterway. Imagining what it's like. Perhaps picturing it or getting a concept of it. Noticing if it's calm or rough, running fast or frozen or something else. Noticing how the water sounds. Perhaps there's no sound, or it's like a trickle, running smoothly, gushing waves. Feeling the atmosphere in the air. Perhaps it's damp or dry or crisp. Letting yourself become immersed and mesmerized by the waterway. As distractions arise, allow them to be carried away in the waterway and disappear. Something catches your attention. It seems to be an animal, and you notice that it's trying to get your attention. What is it? What's the animal like? Now it's coming closer, and you're feeling glad. And sure enough, you just know that it has a message or perhaps a gift, just for you. And that's what happens. You are given a personal gift or message from this special animal. And now you'd like to give something back in return. On your own, say goodbye, just for now. And it's time to notice what's happening and how you're feeling. Perhaps there's a sense of harmony and joy beaming from your innermost self. If it helps, imagine droplets of peace and joy sprinkling down, glimmering and sparkling beads of peace and joy sprinkling down. And being absorbed into your innermost self. Lightening and brightening and soaking in like a time release capsule that can grow, glow and support you. Welcoming everything just as it is. And then from this experience, once more welcoming in your heartfelt pledge, your sankalpa. Say it with all your heart a few times. Imagine it as true and happening now. Take a big breath in and let it all go, trusting that this or something better is already unfolding on your behalf. So as your Yoga Nidra practice comes to an end, just taking a stretch, gently easing the body back into movement if you wish. It's entirely your choice. And then gently easing yourself back up to sitting when you're ready. A lovely stretch with an in-breath and breathing out. Namaste. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.